Chicago?
Yeah.
Are you going?
No, I'm not going this year.
Uh,
I went last year to Nashville to see him play Tottenham, and that was fun.
yeah.
But I am going to Heroes, which is in
That's in Charlotte, right?
yeah, Heroes is in Charlotte. I'm doing that, and like I don't know if I don't know. And last year when they played Tottenham, a friend of mine's a Tottenham fan, so we drove together. And I don't feel like driving to Chicago by myself.
Yeah, I see.
And it's a lot. It's kind of far. And like driving to Chicago, the idea of it kind of gives me the willies. I guess not the willies so much, but more, it seems rather intimidating.
How far is it from where you are? Like 10 hours or something?
Oh no, Chicago for me is like 4 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 tops.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad, but like driving into a major metropolitan area by myself seems lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I could take the train because there's a train that goes there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of finding excuses not to go.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I want to go, but I'm just,
Yeah, I want to try and catch one of these games. I'm thinking about in Charlotte, I think, is Liverpool and Dortmund.
Maybe.
So maybe if I plan a trip to my parents on the way down or back, we can stop in Charlotte for a little bit and go catch a match.
Do you like BVB enough to go see him?
I think so. I'd like to see Christian Pulisic play.
Yeah. Well, he'll probably be there because
he's one of the youngsters,
and he's not in the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was another thing. It's like I don't even know who would really be there because of the World Cup. It's like the 23rd, I think, which is right after the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I don't think many City players would be there.
Well, I don't know. It's the last 16 probably starts at the beginning of July, end of June.
Yeah, I think
so. They'll still have like a month off if they get knocked out in the group stage.
So I don't know. But it would be fun. It's just I think like 15 or 20 dudes from our supporters group is going, and they try to put all the supporter groups together.
Yeah,
which is kind of fun. But then I did see people on, I guess the NYCFC or the Manchester City New York group was pissed because tickets for the game at Giant Stadium are more expensive than they would be in England.
Oh, really?
Yes, much more expensive. Like somebody was saying, like it would be, it'd be easier. And I don't know if he said cheap.
Even for a special event.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see like for a league match, it wouldn't cost as much because it's a league match,
No, he said that it was cheaper to go to
like a FA Cup final.
Like a city game. It was cheaper to go to an actual league game than to this friendly.
I mean, I kind of see that. You got to imagine the Champions Cup is shelling out money to these clubs to come over here and play.
Oh yeah, but I mean they're playing in an 80,000 seat arena too, So,
yeah.
Who knows?
$10 popcorns.
Yeah. Yeah, right. At Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
Playing labor.
I haven't been to either, even the old Giant Stadium or the new MetLife or whatever.
I went to the old Giant Stadium. I've been there a couple times. It was cool.
I probably will never go unless the World Cup is there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go see an NFL game.
Yeah. Well, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
I
don't need to get cursed at with my children there,
Yeah. We went to the Met game last night. That was fun.
Oh, yeah?
They lost.
They lost? Yeah.
Yeah, they lost. But it was still fun. We had a good time. The kids had fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Did you stay for the whole game?
No, we left around the 6th.
That's not bad.
Nah. Well, I mean, the kids are 7 and 5. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's pretty impressive, actually. It lasted 6 innings.
Yeah, Bobby was having fun. because he really liked Luis Castillo, the pitcher for the Reds. He heard his name and was like, Luis Castillo, and just started talking about Luis Castillo. And then, like, when Luis Castillo wasn't on the field, Bobby was like, "Where's Luis Castillo? What do you think he's doing right now, Daddy?" I was like,
Wait, are you talking about former Mets second baseman Luis Castillo?
No, I'm talking about the pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh.
And then Bobby was just like, "Well, I wonder what he's doing right now," and all this stuff. It was really funny.
That's awesome.
He's like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And I was like, "He's probably in the dugout, buddy. What do you think he's doing in there?" I was like, "I don't know."
He's doing Castillo things.
Yeah, and then we left when they took Luis Castillo out because he was like, "Where's Luis Castillo going?" I was like, "He's going home." He's like, "Does he have to go to bed?"
He's tired of getting the Mets batters out.
Yeah, he started making us look like jerks.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ben's coming or not. We could just start without him. Your internet sounds fantastic, by the way.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Just fantastic.
I fixed it. I'm a genius.
You are a genius. I'm really impressed. Seen by two, by you and someone else, but not Benjamin.
And Jenny?
Anton. Maybe Ben forgot, or maybe he's coming on. But we can, you know what? We can just start talking.
We can do it. Put our back into it.
Let's see here. What are we doing? We're doing an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. How are you, Dennis?
I'm great.
You fixed your internet. Sounds great.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm great. I'm great, I tell you. Great.
Oh, how'd the sleepover go?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was really easy. The girls, we ordered Domino's. It took forever. They ate pizza. After pizza, they did their nails, which was fun. Then after that, they had dessert, played a little bit, went downstairs, watched TV, and went to bed. They were asleep. They were in bed by 9:45. They were asleep by like 10:15.
Did they watch a movie?
No, they just watched. They watched Bill Nye the Science Guy. They watched this show called Monster Fish, which it's on Netflix. It's about big fish.
Wait, this is like the weird looking guy who goes and hunts these monster fish, right?
Yeah, kind of like.
Yeah, I think that's on Animal Planet or something.
Yeah, like they love monster fish and like Bill Nye the Science Guy, and like
kids are weird these days.
they are. I mean, this is what they
like.
wanted.
I was kind of curious to see what girls watch at a sleepover because I remember when we had a sleepover when I was a kid, we'd watch like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, that kind of stuff.
Watch Predator, no, but they watched. I asked them if they wanted to watch a movie, and they were like, "No, we want to watch Monster Fish." And I was like, "All right." So they watched Monster Fish. They were into it.
We also watched Clue.
Oh, Clue's a great
at one
movie.
sleepover, and Transformers the movie.
Okay, I can see that. Those are good ones.
Yeah.
Clue's a great film. Even now, Clue's a great film. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to say we watched Beetlejuice a couple times.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. We had a nice time. Yeah, the girls were great. They were wonderful. I told Sophie it was super easy. It was super fun. They had a good time, so it worked out well for everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think it would be much of a pain because, I mean, like, my Sophie's not a pain, and her friend Julia, who slept over, is not a pain, and they're easy to get along with. And
Bobby was okay the whole time?
He was a little bummed out at first because he wanted to play, but they did a good job including him in everything. But it was fine. Yeah, no problems, no complaints.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was wonderful. I told them they could have a sleepover anytime they'd want to. Oh, the guy who wrote this episode is David Allen Mack. He's written a bunch of Star Trek novels.
Oh, I didn't know he wrote episodes also.
Yeah, he wrote this one. He wrote Starship Down with John Odover.
I see him on the Twitter machine every now and then.
Yeah, he's written a lot of books. Cool. All right.
He'd be writing all the time.
Okay. He's making that bridal money, getting it. Getting paid into shade, baby.
Those residuals, baby.
Getting all them dollars. So that means I wonder if he gets money for us reviewing the episode. Like, does he get money off that?
Hey, don't say that.
I mean, I don't know.
We don't need people getting any ideas.
No, what I'm saying is, like, I wonder if he gets money from people watching it on Netflix and stuff.
I wonder how that works when they sell a show to, or lease a show to Netflix or whatever. When Netflix pays for it, how does that, it goes, I imagine, to the production studios. But when they had their contracts drawn, there were no streaming rights back in 1995.
Yeah, I guess
there's no way they could have covered this as a revenue stream.
Yeah, but if you maybe they kind of chalk it up to.
I'm willing to bet people get screwed on this.
Maybe they chalk it up to syndication.
I don't know. I'm sure those lawyers found a way.
No, I didn't like the way I didn't like the way you said that. You wanted to throw the J word in front of that, I think.
No.
It sounded like it.
No. Even though Ben's not here. I would only do it if Ben were here.
But this episode is called Starship Down.
Ferengi lawyers. James Cromwell's in this episode, which is cool. I heard his voice instantly. I was like, that's James Cromwell.
He shows up in a lot of Star Trek. Like, he's in a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I mean,
he's in a lot of stuff, period. But
yeah,
especially Star Trek.
Yeah. I think I recognize him most in Star Trek because I really like James Cromwell. And it's just cool that he's been in so much Star Trek.
Yeah. We coincidentally talked about him today at work.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like, we were just fucking off talking about, for some reason, I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's a Dan Aykroyd movie where they're like out in the boonies somewhere, and he plays some weird judge. You know what movie I'm talking about? It's a terrible movie. But
is it a comedy?
It's supposed to be.
Is this Funny Farm?
Maybe.
Let's see. Let's find where is his. He's been in so much stuff on his website. They don't even have like a filmography. It's just filmography. Here we go. James Cromwell.
No, he wasn't in that, I don't think. But we were talking about that, and then you know how conversations go. We just start going down the rabbit hole, and eventually we landed on James Cromwell. And we talk about him every 3 or 4 months, just because we marvel at how much stuff he's been in.
He's great.
Yeah.
No, he's not that.
Oh, Ben's here.
Oh, hey, Ben. He was in The Man with Two Brains. That's Steve Martin movie. He was also in Revenge of the Nerds. Did you know that? He was the dad.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh God, You Devil, Explorers. I'm not seeing this.
No, I don't think he was in that Dan Aykroyd movie, but we started talking about that movie, and then we were going through movies because we were like, man, Dan Aykroyd's been in some terrible movies, and we started, naming the good ones that we could remember, and for some reason, we always land whenever we talk about movies at work, we land on James Cromwell for some reason.
He's great. I mean, because he's in everything.
Yeah,
and he's wonderful.
Yeah,
and he's very memorable. He's in the new Jurassic World movie, which I have no interest in seeing, but now he's in it. I'll be like, all right, I may give that a shot. The
first trailers I saw for that, I was like, I don't know. And then when I went to see Infinity War, I saw the full new trailer for it, and I was like, no thanks, I'm not interested.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's been James Cromwell. Hello, Ben. Welcome.
Hi.
With your exploding TARDIS picture.
He's been in 3 episodes of TNG playing 2 different characters. He's been in Deep Space Nine in this episode today. He's been in Enterprise playing reprising his role of Zephyr Cochrane. So, I mean, he's all over the place.
National treasure.
He is. He's a great actor. I love him. He was great in 6 Feet Under. He was in Different Strokes, 8 is Enough, White Shadow, Little House on the Prairie, Barney Miller, Alice, Maude, Barney Miller. There wasn't a show that was named after a guy that he wasn't in. He was in Rockford Files, Maude, Police Story, MASH, Three's Company, Barney Miller, Maude, Alice, 8 is Enough, Different Strokes, White Shadow. Played 2 different characters on it.
He was in White Shadow.
Yeah. He was many characters.
I've never seen that show, but I know they used to play it all the time on ESPN Classic.
It's about basketball.
Yeah.
It's like about some basketball team.
Yeah.
He's played 1, 2, 3 different characters on Barney Miller. He played 1977. He played Sergeant Wilkins in the episode Group Home. Then in 1979, he played Neil Spencer in the memorable episode Strip Joint. And then in 1981, he played Jason Parrish in the episode Liquidation. Played 3 guys on one show.
It was the same episode too. No,
they weren't as smart back then. They just didn't care. Oh, I would love to see this episode of Magnum P.I. He played a French policeman.
Ooh la la.
Yes. Oh.
You, Mr. Magnum, you have this beautiful house and beautiful car, but you do not have the clue that I do.
Is this where Magnum PI goes to France for some reason? Usually every show back then had an episode where people go to Hawaii.
Yes.
But for some reason he had to go to France.
Yeah.
Since he was already in Hawaii.
Oh, bonjour, Mr. Magnum. Welcome to Paris. I see you have sampled our French halls. How do you like?
He's been in everything, man. And he's great. I love James Cromwell. If you haven't seen LA Confidential, it's streaming now on Netflix. Do yourself a favor and watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's great. I totally forgot he was in Spider-Man 3. He played George Stacy. He played Gwen Stacy's. I totally forgot about that. Huh.
I didn't know her dad was in that movie.
Spider-Man 3 is forgettable.
Yeah.
I knew Bryce Dallas Howard played Gwen Stacy, but I didn't remember her dad being in that.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other in the modern mythos.
And then wasn't Dennis Leary George Stacy in one of the movies?
Yeah, in the latest one.
Andrew Garfield one.
Okay, I didn't see those ones.
Oh, I guess not the latest.
Because I wasn't interested.
They were okay.
Those movies did not interest me. That kid's too handsome to be Peter Parker.
Well, somebody said Tobey Maguire did the best Peter Parker, and Garfield did the best Spider-Man between the two of them.
Okay, see, I like the Tobey Maguire movies. That's my wheelhouse. That's my jam right there.
Yeah, the kid now's pretty good.
Yeah, the Holland kid is. I like him.
I haven't seen the Avengers movie, even though I know what happens because everybody doesn't post spoilers, but I kind of know what happens.
No,
yeah,
you don't.
The memes are everywhere.
Yeah, the memes are everywhere. I think I know because the memes, man.
We just need to if we can get rid of half of the memes by snapping our fingers, everything will be better.
Well, that's what happened to Jenny this week, and so now.
Oh no! Don't say that.
And so we have to go on a quest.
Well, because they turn to dust, right? Like they get kind of vaporized away or whatever.
I don't know.
I know that's what happens. I've seen it. I've seen.
What are you talking about?
I've seen all the memes.
What does?
Well, did you read the comic?
Yeah, I read Infinity War. Yeah.
Don't they just flash out in Infinity War?
I thought so. Yeah, that's how I took it.
Yeah.
But that's not as cinematically as awesome as beaming out.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody noticed. Like people just went on with their lives, right?
In the comic, no. Oh, I thought people noticed.
You know what? I can go back and read it.
Yeah, let's do that right now. Let's go back and read it.
Let's.
Unlimited.
Because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I did not watch the episode. I saw it up until Julian gave Dax some kind of date rape drug and drug her into an elevator. And
this is in my opinion, Starship Down is a tale of 2 episodes.
Mm.
It's a tale of 2 TNG episodes, actually.
Maybe the first one. Do you tell me what you're implying, Dennis?
Well, there's the episode Disaster, where Troy takes over the Enterprise because the ship gets blowed up or something, and everybody gets stuck in different parts of the ship.
Yes.
So it's a lot like that one. And there's another one, and I was trying to find out what episode it was, but there was like this ship stuck in the atmosphere of a gas planet.
Yeah, that's with Geordi's mom.
Is that Geordi's mom? Okay, yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. It was kind of similar to that one too.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Interesting.
When they went into the gas giant, that's the first episode I thought of was Geordi's mom. But now that you've mentioned it, Disaster definitely makes sense as well.
Is that the name of the episode, Geordi's mom?
Yeah, Geordi's mom.
Well, no, it's just through the whole thing. It's like, hey, is that a gas giant? And then Data will jump in and be like, your mom's a gas giant. Whoa!
Burn, sick burn.
That is my mom.
To me, the episode had.
She turns into dust.
Oh,
spoilers.
To me, it had like remnants of Wrath of Khan, because like how they
into the nebula.
They went into the nebula and they couldn't see anything, and they were just kind of floating around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then it also had boring parts where nothing happened. Because there was cool stuff like all the action sequences in the beginning, like all the battle, and you get your mouth kind of ready, like, oh, this is going to be one of them war episodes. This is pretty rad. And then the battle's over, and then it's just a bunch of people talking to each other about stuff.
But isn't that Star Trek?
Yeah.
In the end of the day.
Wait. This is a Star Trek episode.
I mean, I guess, but I had my mouth ready for some sweet fighting. And
we're in the middle of a season, aren't we? We don't have the budget for this.
And then basically it's like, I got this giant battle plane. He's like, well, you can have half of your giant battle. Half?
Yeah.
Half?
Can we recycle actors and sets? Is that something that we got going on now?
Do you realize how many B-level characters we have interacting in this episode? We really gotta,
There's a lot of stuff happening in this episode. Like,
there were a lot of extras speaking.
This is the episode where everybody grows a little bit, I think. Yeah. That's the purpose of this episode.
I believe the working title of this episode is "Everybody Gets a Line." You want a line of dialogue? You want a dialogue? Everybody gets a line of dialogue. Let's go.
Worf yells at everybody.
Yep. Yeah, Worf's a real butthole, huh? But I guess he has every reason to be, because they're doing their thing. The Federation Starship Defiant. They have the entire senior staff here, which I found odd that the entire staff is on board the Defiant here. I mean, everybody
except for Eddington.
Well, he sucks.
And he's back in he's back in ops, sitting in Cisco's chair, just spinning around like.
Because they're trying to figure out some kind of trade agreement. So it's almost like episode 1 of Menace. They got people arguing about a trade.
And then 2 Jedi show up, and it's like, whoa.
The Senate will not be happy with this.
It's time for aggressive negotiations.
Date rape drugs. Yeah, but
you used to say there'd be a starship?
Is that the starship I see right there?
Lieutenant Dax, you honor us with your presence.
How racially insensitive can we be in one movie?
Let's do it. So they're having like a trade agreement with a Caramine representative. Is that how you pronounce that?
Close enough.
Caramine. All right.
Karema.
And his name is Hanok.
Yeah, Carmine Falcone.
Yep, played wonderfully by James Cromwell.
The big ragu.
And I like how they try to hide. Do you think they're hiding the fact that it's James Cromwell by putting a bunch of weird makeup on?
They should have changed his voice.
As soon as he speaks, you're just like, James Cromwell.
James Cromwell, everybody.
Because first I'm like, man, that's a tall dude.
Yeah.
And then you hear the voice, you're like, oh, that's James Cromwell.
It's James Cromwell. It's either Bill Walton or James Cromwell. It's one of the two. Giant white guys. Which would be awesome if it was Bill Walton.
That would be the worst episode ever.
Just imagine putting Bill
He
Walton.
just starts going on some diatribe about saving the fucking redwoods.
And he slams it down with a monster jam. With the authority. Bill Walton. I would love to see Bill Walton in this.
You know who deserves a Nobel Peace Prize is the guy who had to call basketball games with Bill Walton this season in the NCAAs. Because I watched a couple of those games and that guy was just suffering.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think Bill Walton's at the point now in his career where that's what you expect of Bill Walton.
Yeah.
Like the kind of like unnecessary, the unnecessary boisterous tone, the weird kind of turn of phrase that he's almost like a
bizarre tangent.
Yeah. He's like a wrestler doing like wrestling commentary.
Yeah.
Got that vibe to him, like Larry Zbyszko, or like when they try to get too technical about wrestling. It's like, no, dude, they just want to hear it's weird. Bill Walton.
Yeah.
But whatevs. So they're doing this whole thing and blah, 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 blah. And then the Jem'Hadar show up and they just start blasting everybody, which is really fun.
Pew, pew.
They don't even ask questions.
No,
they just show up and start charging their weapons right away.
They just start shooting people.
Yeah.
The Jem'Hadar.
That's kind of their job.
Yeah. They just be blasting people. And they always travel in twos, it seems like, which is cool. I don't know why. But they just be blasting people. The Jem'Hadar.
They're like the Sith.
Yeah.
It's always two.
They just be blowing shit up. And fucking James Cromwell's like, well, I knew this was a terrible idea. This is awful. I shouldn't have been here.
Told you it was going to happen. This is my fault. Shouldn't have listened to the Ferengi.
I thought it was kind of funny, though, how he's laying out, hey, you know, we don't appreciate doing business with the Federation. You guys charge us too much taxes. There's this 4% charge for this and 6% for this. And the whole time Sisko's looking at Quark like, man, what the fuck?
I mean, you know, Quark's guy. I mean, that's how Quark does business. They should have known that when they let him get involved.
Yeah, why would the Federation have him negotiating?
And why wouldn't the Federation read the freaking contract?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, our lead negotiator will sign it.
Who's that? Quark. What?
Quark of Ferenginar?
Don't we have a warrant for him somewhere?
Are you sure you guys want to do even Quark is probably, I mean,
that name sounds real familiar.
Yeah. No, you must be thinking of Schmork.
Yeah.
I'm
Gork? Zork?
I'm clearly Quark.
Oh, I just finished playing Zork. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, I don't know, Quark's just wonderful. And the more Quark, the better is what I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody definitely fell asleep at the wheel and they just let Quark run all the negotiations and contract writing for this deal.
Yeah. I guess he did such a great job with that Tula Berry wine franchise that he set up that he's the go-to guy for the Gamma Quadrant.
Hey.
Well, that was one of the things that the Grand Nagus, when he was here last, right?
Yeah, but you know one thing about the Grand Nagus? He's not in the Federation. It's like, why the Federation relying on the Ferengi to negotiate for him? They don't make any sense.
Well, no, because that's the thing is that the Grand Nagus has pretty much secured the as far as trade, he's pretty much locked in, you know, the Delta Quadrant, the Gamma Quadrant for the Ferengi now to be the go-to people for the Alpha Quadrant. Pretty much any trade you do, you go through them.
But I guess another thing I don't understand is, so does the Federation have money and just Earth doesn't?
Well,
how the hell are these people profiting if we're not paying any money?
The Federation, I think there was a thing I read where it was like they give stipends for the people who are out on the fringe. So the Federation obviously is aware of money.
So like the local currency or whatever it is.
Right. And so we will, you know, and we have enough resources or whatever that we can trade, that we set up these deals where we can, you know, be mutually beneficial to both groups.
That's nice.
Riker just gets a brothel value card.
Yeah.
This is good for something, right?
Yeah.
My mom got it for me for my birthday.
Is this good for around the world?
Well, it's, you know, some of the theories, you know, that's what they call with the Federation credits, you know, you just, you know, it's either like energy credits or whatever.
Take me to the rise of steam and cream. Right this way, sir.
Yeah.
My God, it has 3 barber poles.
The William T. Riker steam and cream.
Indeed.
It's got 2 shirtless statues of Riker out front. One with a beard and one without it.
I think it's the statues of him from Angel 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The nipple exposed.
Yeah. And he's like touching it. He's squeezing his own nip.
Yeah.
That natural
one hand,
sweater he's got.
The other hand disappears into his robes. It's like, I don't know what it's doing.
On the next episode of Star Trek, Under the Robe.
I'm so horny right now. Oh? That's right. You heard me.
Don't blow up our starship.
Just go through the robe. Just go through the robe.
Through the robe.
Beyond the orange robe, there lies Riker.
Riker's wiener.
The Riker expanse.
Dun 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 dun.
Beyond Matt. Oh, go ahead.
I love Riker.
I miss Riker. I'm so glad he's directing episodes of The Orville.
I don't watch that show, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh. He's also directing episodes of
Did they get
Discovery.
renewed?
Yeah, Discovery and it was like within a week or two of each other they announced the renewals for Discovery and Orville.
Yeah.
You'd know this if you listen to my podcast, The Wilbur.
Wait a minute, I thought you were doing a Lost in Space podcast, Ben.
Ben, you gotta post these podcasts of yours somewhere so we can listen to them.
I do The Wilbur, where we watch and discuss every episode of The Orville, and then I do Lost in the Sauce, where Mark Twain, Bill Clinton, and
I saw that.
Chief Argyle discuss Lost in Space.
I responded to that tweet, and I never got a response back. I thought
you didn't get the link to the show.
I mean, we're friends, Ben. If I tweet at you, I would expect a response.
Don't come at me if you don't want to combat me.
I did watch the first episode of Lost in Space, though.
Oh my God, it gets so much better. Like
I was, for the first 80%, I was like, okay, it's okay. I don't see what everybody was talking about. And then my girl Parker shows up.
I love Parker Posey.
She's great.
My critique.
And did I see that? Is Selma Blair in this too?
Selma Blair.
I didn't see that.
I don't remember her.
Maybe it's something else. I thought I saw something where she was in it.
Why does that name sound familiar? Though?
She was in Hellboy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she is.
She is?
Oh, okay.
She is. Yeah, I think second or third episode she shows up.
Cool.
It's a dynamic duo right there.
I love Selma Blair.
I knew the name sounded familiar, but once you said that, because when I watched the episode she's in, I was like, "Oh, is that the chick from Hellboy?
Is that James Cromwell?"
So I thought you said you didn't watch it past the first episode.
I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. But I have a strong opinion on it that John Robinson's not in this series at all. Like from the classic series, that the character that we knew then. I think the mom on here is great. The kids are great. I think Will Robinson, great. The dad is more like what I would have imagined Don West would have been.
Yeah, he's
the dad's like a Navy SEAL, combat trained, all this stuff.
It's really weird dynamic going on in the family right now.
Right, and it gets better. But the dad, for me,
is somebody gay?
The series,
it gets better.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Hashtag.
But June is Pride Month. But but the dad in the series, that he was always more of a scientist.
Yeah, and
doctor. And then the other thing though is that Don, which I don't know, have you met Don West yet?
No.
Yeah, he's in the series, but he comes out, for me at least, a little bit more like classic Smith-like, with more of a what's in it for me attitude.
Okay.
But then when Parker Posey shows up, her version of Dr. Smith is fucking Satan.
Yeah.
And not like Satan, I'm going to destroy your soul and your homes and blah, 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 but Satan in like, I'm going to slowly weave this thread of doubt into your brain and then make bad things happen.
Okay, because I haven't even, because in the original series, there's the family and then there's like the military dude. And I noticed like right off the bat, they kind of combined the role of dad and military dude. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. But that since you say that Don shows up later in the show, that's gonna be.
I'm not that familiar with the old show, and it's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't watch Antenna TV or MeTV or whatever, so I haven't seen it in a while. So. Yeah,
because on the original, there was the family and then like the military guy. So like the family were indeed like a family of scientists, and Don was like the muscle.
Yeah,
essentially. Now in this one,
Oh, so he was like the Matthew LeBlanc character from the movie.
Yes,
yeah.
I never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's a little different, but because that's the one thing I noticed is like, where's the other guy? But
and there's Easter eggs all through this thing, where like, what is it? Don West rescues another survivor, whatever, and her last name is Goddard, and the original Gone West was played by Mark Goddard.
I wouldn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a character whose name is Joan Harris.
Yeah.
And the original Dr. Smith or Jessica Harris or something like that. But the original Dr. Smith's name, or the actor who played him, was Jonathan Harris. So they've snuck the original cast's little, tidbits about them, or not them, but into like background character names and stuff like that. So it's cool.
Yeah, and the original series is great. Like, I like Lost in Space a lot. It took
there's a scene where something really wow happens, and you're like, oh my God, they're not going to make it. And then when they do make it, in the background it builds up, and it's the classic theme.
That's cool.
With it,
yeah, that's cool.
And do you know who wrote that original theme?
Wasn't it John Williams?
It was indeed John Williams, back when he was doing TV.
Yep.
Back then he was Johnny Williams.
Johnny Williams, all right.
Johnny Sex Williams.
Yeah. But let's get back to, we can talk about Ben's podcast later you do one for Lost in Space, and I forgot the other one. What's the other one that you do?
Oh, the Wilbur, where I discuss episodes of the Orville.
Yes, the Orville. But now we're talking about...
those are both in pre-production right now.
Yeah, they're in pre-production. There's some
we've got several in the can. I also have one that I call Dick Trek that I watch or I listen to and discuss episodes of Dork Trek.
Oh, I would love to be a guest on that.
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty good show, actually.
Yeah. And I started with episode 1, and I didn't show up on Dork Trek until episode 3, so the first 2 episodes were pretty quick. It was like, yeah, these were lame, and then so oddly enough, all the episodes I'm on, or where I talk for more than 10 minutes per 15 minutes of airtime.
So all the ones you're on then.
I'm trying to think of the equation for that. Can you give me an example of that Ben equation? Maybe write it down.
I do a quarter, like I look at a quarter hour of audio.
Okay.
Right, and I mark that. And then I go back and I listen. And if I talk for at least 10 minutes of that 15 minutes, then the rating goes up.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, see, I do the exact opposite when I listen to Dork Trek. If I hear my voice too much, I go, you're just talking entirely too much, Bob. Please be quiet. So I try to dial it back a little bit.
I've heard several people compliment the dulcet tones of Bob.
They most of the time, like when I do read reviews of the episode, like you guys get, like Jenny's funny. You guys know a lot about Star Trek, and I get like Bob's got a lot of enthusiasm, which is cool. I'm like the rah guy, which is
one thing I will say from a technical aspect about our show that I like is we all have different voices.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many shows I've listened to where I can't tell who's talking.
Yeah.
So it's good that we sound different.
Well, I've worked on my voice sounding differently from yours for a long time, Dennis. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Our pillow talk has, helped in that arena.
My actual natural speaking voice, Dennis, when I'm not recording podcasts, sounds just like you and Ben.
That's funny because mine sounds like this.
Which is odd because, I do indeed sound exactly like Argyle. So.
Yes, which is and we did get a notification on the Patreon about Argyle. One fellow was not pleased.
Oh, really?
Yes. Did not enjoy Argyle, which I thought was hilarious.
No, I'm curious. With what was said, I'm just, because I don't see the Patreons.
And let me, hang on. I'll get it
from I would love to hear that critique so I can.
What was this from?
This is from Patreon, from the Argyle episode that you weren't a part of. Were you a part of? Dennis, you were there for the Argyle. No, you weren't there.
No, he kept
the Peg Pegerson one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
This is from Chris on Patreon. Whoever thought it was a bad idea for Ben to do a quote-unquote funny voice for all of episode 275 should get kicked in the nuts. That was the exact wording of that.
Wait. He said whoever thought it was a bad idea?
No, whoever thought it was a good idea. You're hearing what you want to hear at that point. Oh. Whoever thought it was a good idea for Ben to do a quote-unquote funny voice for all of episode 275 should get kicked in the nuts. That was from Chris on Patreon.
I did not think that was a funny voice.
And then this is from Thomas about the last episode we did. Thomas would like to know, how much do we need to donate to the Patreon to get Dennis better internets?
The answer, well, you can still donate. We're still taking donations. But I think that problem's been resolved.
And then Gary posted on Patreon, I started listening to this week's show on Rejoined. It would be good to get Jenny and Ben to comment when they can. Great job, Bob and Dennis.
I'd like to get Jen and Benny to come too.
Comment, Dennis. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh.
Well, if people would like to meet us, all it takes is to buy a weekend pass to Tidewater Comic-Con.
Yeah.
This weekend,
yeah,
and then to make a $500 donation to the Patreon, and I will be happy to meet with you at the McDonald's down the street from Tidewater Comic-Con.
You have to buy us food, though. That's the
yeah. You got to buy me $500 donation to the Patreon, and then buy me breakfast.
I will say, please, nobody make a $500 donation to the Patreon because we made a lot of commitments that I don't think we can keep up with.
No. This is this will be specific for.
Oh, one time.
This is a one time. This doesn't stack with other offers.
Okay.
Now breakfast will consist of you buying me the large orange juice.
Large orange. That's a lot of sugar.
The Tropicana?
No. I want the one in the cup.
No.
That's a lot of sugar, though. I'm gonna
and since most of the breakfast stuff there is not even remotely kosher, if they still make the chicken biscuits. The fried chicken biscuit, and then I will sit there and let you.
You eat kosher now?
I'm moving that way. Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Got the kitchen set up, so I don't bring trafe in the house. So
you don't bring what in the house?
I don't bring unkosher stuff in the house.
Oh, okay.
And I got my kitchen all set up and shit like that.
How do you have to set up a kosher kitchen?
There's a lot of fire and boiling water involved.
All right.
And then you've got to keep all your meat and dairy separate, so it's just easier not to bring too much meat in the house unless it's kosher meat.
Now, does the meat have to be blessed by a rabbi or something?
Oh no! See, that's the thing. People always think that with kosher that it's blessed. It's supervised to make sure that there's like a million rules about how you treat the animal,
if something's halal or not.
Yeah. Very close to that, and. There's like a big argument if we can, like if you're in a pinch, if you can eat halal and have it count.
I don't think so.
But halal it doesn't. And halal, though, that's only for meat products, right?
Well, halal is like a general term for anything that's permissible. But
okay.
You can say, okay, this is halal meat,
Okay, so
you can just say it, and that's all it is?
No. I mean, like if you're certain doing things things are either halal or haram, and haram things are bad things like playing with yourself. But good things like praying is halal, eating the right kinds of meat that's been overseen by prepared the proper way is halal. It's just kind of a general term.
I mean, my thing, like when I was in Baltimore, there was a falafel stand that was halal.
Falafel?
Falafel. And
a lot of sound in the back of your mouth.
Yeah.
I felt better eating that than if I had gotten something else, So it's one of those things where it's like, we're cousins. I can, I can deal with that easier. But so I'm slowly moving away from and like eating beef at restaurants. I'm moving away from that. So I'm sticking mainly with chicken and fish, and pretty soon the chicken will have to go.
All right.
Yay! And then I can start losing weight because we have zero kosher meat here.
You're gonna have to exercise too, though. So
no,
you can't just eat.
No,
it's a combination of both, friend.
No. I will just stop eating.
That's not gonna work either.
That'll work if I don't.
At the very least, just roll in your bed a few times every day.
Just masturbate, get your heart rate
the
up.
Steady stream of grinder hookups that I've been having lately seem to have been helping. So
grinder hookups.
Well, they took away Craigslist, so I had to
does Grindr still actually exist, or has it all migrated to Tinder?
It still exists. Trust me, my friend.
I didn't know if they just combine them with Tinder.
Is it Grindr for homosexuals?
For gays. Okay. It came first.
Of course it did. They take everything from the gays.
I don't know who came first on.
Oh, hey now. Woohoo.
Hey.
Same time. I don't know you, man. Same time.
This conversation's getting hot. We gotta change the subject. Woo. Let's talk about Stevens and Carlson, who might be homosexual.
Stevens and Carlson?
Those are guys in the episode. Stevens is one of the guys.
I thought the one guy was a Hispanic dude.
Still, that's Munoz.
Yeah, his name, he reminded me. Have you ever seen the movie Goal?
No.
It's about this American kid, Santi Munoz, who gets signed to play for Newcastle. And that's what the first movie's about, his rise to fame at Newcastle. And then the second movie, he gets signed to Real Madrid.
Oh, wow.
It's like the first movie ends at the FA Cup. They're playing against Arsenal. And then the second movie, I think they're playing Arsenal again or something. But Nick Cannon's in that movie. And
Really?
he's the star striker for Arsenal.
Are you sure this movie's not, this isn't like the English version of Rookie of the Year or something like that?
No, well, this is a FIFA official movie that they put out several years ago. I know, like, me and Mike Powers, we used to watch it and like talk about it all the time.
That's funny.
Santi Munoz.
Now, are there a lot of soccer movies?
No, these are the
Just don't
only
know.
two that are officially sanctioned, and there's a lot of real players that show up in the movies because of that. So, like when they have Real Madrid, you know, Ronaldo and what's his face? Just a lot of those guys show up.
Now,
See, I mean, we have a baseball clique at work, and we were trying to name all of the baseball movies. Not like not like baseball related, but that have like MLB,
Actual players
teams
in it.
well, at least MLB teams in the
Okay,
movie.
so Naked Gun, Angels in the Outfield.
See, Naked Gun. We did not. Nobody thought about Naked Gun.
Naked Gun's really it's not a baseball movie.
That's just they were in it. Yeah.
Like a baseball movie.
For me, once Enrico Palazzo shows up, it's a baseball movie.
But we did both versions
Enrico
of Angels.
Palazzo.
And then we argued about the Jackie Robinson story.
I love that line so much. Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo.
It's a great movie.
Naked Gun is the best. I love it when he starts calling the strikes. Strike!
I could just watch the last 20 minutes of that movie and be happy.
The baseball stuff is great. I love it. I love that when he's got him bent over the couch.
And the guy comes in and says, "Oh, wait, sorry, guys."
It's Enrico Palazzo.
The umpire saved the queen.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson's in that one.
Yeah. I must kill the queen.
The queen.
Some great acting right there.
Yeah, that's a good movie, man. Naked Gun's classic. But yeah, not a baseball movie, though.
No.
Because then you could also say it's like an opera movie because Enrico Palazzo's in it.
You take it where you can get it. I mean,
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. I like how that's Dennis's dog whistle. If you just want to make Dennis laugh, just say, hey, it's Enrico Palazzo.
It has a 100% return.
But yeah, no, not a baseball movie. I imagine they have to have soccer films in England. We just don't know about them because we don't see.
I was going to say, do they have non-FIFA? Because are all of our baseball
there's
movies...
like the one, Sylvester Stallone's in one. I think it's called
Really?
Glory or something. Yeah, they're in a World War II prisoner of war camp.
Oh.
And they play a game. It's like The Longest Yard, except it's soccer with Nazis.
Yeah, but that really happened though, didn't it? Where like they
I think so, yeah.
so the Germans and the English could play soccer against each other.
Well, I think that's like World War I. They did something like that.
And I know there's like Green Street Hooligans, which is a movie about, I think, West Ham supporters.
There's Damn United. What's his name? Michael Sheehan's in that.
But I think what's his name is in Green Street Hooligans is Frodo Baggins is in that one. I want to say.
Frodo.
I want to say it's about. Let me.
Oh, this is a recent movie.
Yeah.
Who's Frodo?
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Oh, Elijah Wood. That's right. Because I just watched the behind the scenes from Black Panther, and what's his name?
Elijah Wood's in there.
No, but Bilbo.
He was really behind the scenes.
Young Bilbo was in it.
Okay, Green Street Hooligans is a British American independent film about football hooliganism in the United Kingdom. Elijah Wood, Charlie Hunnam, a college student.
That guy's from Newcastle.
Falls in with the violent West Ham football firm run the Green Street Elite. There you go. So this is a movie.
Now, is Elijah Wood, he's American, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so does he just put on a British accent for that?
No, he's an English kid. I mean, he's an American kid.
Okay.
He
And
plays an American in the
There's
movie.
Green Street 2, Stand Your Ground. And then,
Electric Boogaloo?
yes. There's Green Street 3.
Beat me to it.
So, yeah.
Green Street 3, Stomp the Yard.
Yes. I said this is about West Ham supporters, which I've seen enough about West Ham to realize that indeed.
Yeah. I mean, East End of London, you know.
Yeah.
That's where Donna Noble's from.
Yeah. You know,
She's a West Ham supporter.
Big West Ham supporter is Russell Brand.
That makes a lot of sense.
Also,
I'm out.
big West Ham guy. Stop. All right.
I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
I love his face.
He's dirty.
Yeah, that's part of his charm.
Nah.
No.
You guys
Would I have a one-night stand with him? Absolutely.
You
Would I
probably
want
might.
like a long-term relationship?
That's a white thing.
Don't.
That's a white thing. Only white people like Russell Brand.
Really? I have to put that on the poll.
He's just a
I feel pretty confident about that statement.
He's just a dirty person.
I like Russell Brand. I think he's funny. Okay, we'll have to put that on the
I
poll.
100% disagree with what you just said.
All right.
Don't like him. I don't think he's funny.
All right. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe we'll put that on the poll. Is Russell Brand a white person thing? Or do non-whites like Russell Brand? Is that a better way to phrase it? Non-whites?
In general.
Yeah. All right.
But
I'm sure there's a few stragglers here and there.
Do non-whites enjoy Russell Brand?
the comic stylings of Russell Brand.
I think he's charming.
I just think he's a very greasy person, and I don't like him.
I was so confused when Katy Perry married him. I was like, really?
He must have a huge pain.
And wasn't he in that that Saving Douglas Silverman, or not? What was it? The one
Saving
the
Silverman?
guy
Got
from
a bunch of movies confused.
the guy from the Muppets.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting, yeah,
it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's
I
not bad.
saw it and I can't remember it because when I started watching that new NBC sitcom starring Ted Danson, The Good Place.
And then he's also in Get Him to the Greek, which is the same guy. He's playing the same stoner, weirdo rock star dude.
Oh, it's the same exact guy?
I think so, yeah. I think
so. Is what's that fat kid's name?
Yes.
Sam Hill?
No.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Because he's in both movies, but he's playing a different character, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because he's a waiter in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Hang on. I want to say.
The waiter who's fucking in love with Russell Brand. I can't remember that guy's name for some reason.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Sam Hill.
Sam? What are you talking about?
Jonah, Sam, same thing.
What in the Sam Hill?
What in the world is
What in
happening?
the Jonah Hill?
Spinoff, yep. Get Him to the Greek is a spin-up follow-up to Forgetting Sarah Marshall. The film was released in June 4th, 2010. Blah, 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 blah.
I had no idea.
Russell Brand reprises his role as Aldidius Snow, while Hill plays an entirely new character.
Yeah, but is Mila Kunis topless in it?
I don't know. I don't think she's in it. I heard Get Him to the Greek is really good, though.
Mm.
I like
it features Russell Brand, so I'm out.
I love Russell. You guys are crazy.
And P. Diddy.
What is
So I'm doubly
Ooh.
out.
Gosh, I like him too. What is wrong?
Take that.
What is wrong with you guys? You guys are clearly dicks.
No.
Clearly dicks.
He's no good. I want to talk about the episode now.
He's,
I don't want to talk about him anymore.
he's vegetarian, Russell Brand.
Good for him.
He was Noel
Good for
He was Noel
you.
Gallagher's best man at his wedding.
No, that's why you like him.
I mean, I just like Russell Brand. I didn't even know that. I just read that.
Which you said I wasn't paying attention. The guy
Noel
with the
Gallagher.
pumpkins,
Huh?
the guy with the smashing watermelons with a hammer.
Not him. This is the Oasis guy.
All right, I'm not familiar.
Okay. But anyway, let's get back to Star Trek because we've digressed quite a lot here.
Yeah.
Way too far, if you ask me.
I'm going to shut up and let you guys talk about it because we've gone past everything I've seen in the episode.
Oh, I mean, you don't really miss much.
We haven't even gotten to the title credits yet.
No, like I said,
pretty far, right? The ship got exploded, and then a bunch of stuff happens.
I got to the exploded. That was it.
And then they kind of pair off in twos where Worf is hanging out with not Worf, but Quark is hanging out with James Cromwell. Worf is being kind of a dick to everybody. Kira's trying to keep Cisco awake because he got a concussion. Julian and Jadzia are stuck in an elevator together, and I think they may have had sex.
She'll never know.
But that's off camera. I think it's off camera because Julian's being kind of creepy, but not really. But then he gets a little creepy.
Dr. Cosby, paging Dr. Cosby.
Well, he says something that's just
I had to stop her coughing.
Yeah, he says something that's just quite odd because she's scared and cold, and they start huddling up together in a corner, and Julian thinks this is a great time to tell her that I used to have this fantasy where we were trapped in a runabout together, and that's because that would be the only way we got to know each other or whatever. It was just real odd. That's all.
But I totally did not set this cataclysm up by planning explosive charges in the ship's hull.
They're like, how did the Jem'Hadar know we were here?
And then the conversation gets a little more awkward because Jadzia tells him, well, I didn't like you at first because you came on too strong. And then Julian's like, well, then I just gave up, but I think you like me chasing you. And it's like, this is just a weird conversation they're having in this elevator.
I thought we were past this with their relationship anyway.
Yeah,
I think it is, but I think he's like, hey, he's kind of putting it back out there. Like, if you're interested now, I'll still do you.
If you're if we're gonna die here, and you want me to put it in you, I will totally.
I'm surprised he didn't try the. I don't want to die a virgin.
Wait, the holodecks count?
But so it was just, because I thought they were much further past this in their relationship too. But it's just weird how it just kind of came up again where Julian was like, oh yeah, you liked me chasing you. And now that I'm not chasing you, you're bummed out about it or whatever. And I was like, this is odd. And I was happy when that part was over. I was genuinely like, shoo, woo, that's odd.
Yeah, it's almost like he was negging her.
Yeah. It was really weird. Because again, you would think, sleazy, weird Julian is over, but nah, he's still in there somewhere.
Nope, he's always there, just right under the surface, waiting for his chance to strike.
And then
Venom.
Worf is being a real dick to everybody. Yeah. Worf is being a real dick.
Sex Venom.
Oh, yeah, he got the long tongue. But Worf's being a real dick to everybody. Brian's like, hey, man, why don't you stop being such a dick to everybody? And Worf is like, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, the ship's about to fucking collapse on itself.
Yeah. Now
somebody's got to give the orders around here.
Yeah, now's not the time to be all like, okay, let's kill him with kindness. Well, if you dudes want to get to it, you can sure fix it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is like his response to the Troy episode. Because for weeks after that, he kept saying to himself, well, if I'd been in charge on the bridge, I would have. Well, now he gets the chance.
Yeah. I think Worf was very capable. He went down because they lost power on the bridge after the explosion. And then because the ship gets attacked, but they launch a probe and the probe explodes the Jem'Hadar ship. It just kind of, I don't understand how that happened. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Well, they modified some of that probe with a quantum torpedo.
That's right.
Something.
There you go. With a nuclear warhead or something.
They tech the tech.
Yeah, they tech the tech. There was a little bit of teching going on in this episode. This is definitely a Techerson episode.
Yeah.
Let's do some teching. Word, we want to tech. Let's tech. All right, we're teching. So they were teching all over the place.
Hey, Extra, can you speak some tech? I tech can.
Am I going to get paid for it? Yes. Tech.
Well, the phase inducers were misaligned, so you go to the deflector shield. And
phaser arrays. How much is that worth? Yes.
Quantum torpedo.
You're hired.
That's $10 right there, kid.
We pay scale.
Hey, congratulations. You're in the Actors Guild. Woohoo!
Winning.
Yeah, but there was
Your
definitely
name is Stevens.
But I'm Hispanic. Okay, then you're Munoz. Ramirez, fix that track. I thought I was Munoz.
Whatever.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not showing up ever again. Don't worry about it, buddy.
And then James Cromwell and fucking
Quark.
my mans and them are sitting together.
Quark is really like, he is persistent.
Well, he's a businessman. That's what he's trying to prove.
Yeah.
You know?
Got the lobes for business.
He's like, you got the lobes for business and the cock for sex.
Yeah.
But then James, he's just striking out. Jim Cromwell's like, nah, I ain't into that.
Yeah.
We don't do it that way.
You cheated me. You cheated me.
You don't do it that way. We don't like being cheated. We don't do that. Our business practices are sound and moral. And Quark is like, you're a fucking dickhead, basically. Like, that's the way this conversation goes.
Yeah.
But then I guess the Jem'Hadar find them. They blow up one ship. The second Jem'Hadar ship finds them, and they shoot a fucking torpedo at the Defiant. And
I guess the Defiant ship just started shooting torpedoes out into the planet because they didn't see the ship, but they just saw these little two small things heading towards them, and they figured out at the last second, torpedoes.
And they kind of turned into it, which was almost like what happened in
Red October,
where like they sped into the torpedo, which caused its timing mechanism to blow up.
Yeah, they hadn't armed yet.
Yeah, they hadn't armed yet. And the same thing happened here where they turned into it, which makes sense because this very much has like a Hunt for Red October of kind of, you know, submarine movie vibe to it. They turn into it and it just gets stuck in the wall, and James Cromwell and fucking Quark decide to disarm the torpedo.
Because who's more qualified on that ship than the two of them?
Well, nobody's going to get there. I mean, they're basically cut off from the entire rest of the crew.
Couldn't you just like put your foot up against it and like shove it back out into space?
Nah, Ben, this thing was really wedged in there.
Just wedged in. Right.
Yeah. So,
like I said, I didn't see the episode, so I'm like, you know,
it's okay.
Maybe put your shoulder into it and just kind of nudge it.
Well, no,
these aren't the two strongest people in the room. Quark and this long, skinny dude.
They get the bright idea to disarm it, and then James Cromwell sees it, and he's like, oh, I know this torpedo because this is the kind of torpedoes we sell. And Quark hits him with, well, I thought you guys didn't rip anybody off, and this clearly is faulty. And so they kind of have like a moment there with each other, and then Quark pulls out the correct mechanism from the torpedo, and then they fucking suck each other off.
Yeah.
No.
You kind of have to after that kind of tension.
It was really hot. James Cromwell was like, oh, man, that was so exciting. And Quark was like, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ever got head from a guy with sharp teeth? Oh.
Nog, 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 nog.
Nog, 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 nog.
Chow down, bro.
Nog, 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 nog. 178. Nog, 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 nog. And then, then everything just kind of works out because they blow up. They're like, Worf rigs some weird phaser and
because he had to give the engineers something to do, a problem to solve. So he's like, I need a weapon. Make me something that can blow them up.
Throw the warp core at them.
That would have worked.
Don't launch it at them. Open the airlock and throw it.
Yeah, he just stands on top of the Defiant, holding the warp core.
Just heave it.
Come at me.
I'm here.
Come at me, Jem'Hadar.
Worf's original plan was just to throw Munoz at him, just to open the fucking. This guy sucks.
Yeah. No, he's just going to give a phaser rifle.
Stevens too.
He's going to take a phaser rifle and give to Stevens, and a phaser rifle to give to Munoz, and then he's going to grab them by the collars and just like spin around helicopter style as he jumps off of the Defiant while they're firing,
like Petey Pablo.
Petey Pablo. Well, I don't think he's going to twist him around his head like a helicopter.
Take your shirt off. Spin Munoz around your head like a. This one's for who? This one's for who? Stevens and cousin.
I really have to go back and watch this
homeworld. Come on and raise up.
Definitely got to go back.
Spin him around your head like a helicopter.
God, that's your prime. Come on and raise up.
Take Stevens. Spin him around your head like a helicopter.
I wonder if Petey Pablo's busy right now. Could he release another remix?
Maybe
like an All Planets remix because he had the All Cities remix.
We could probably buy him like a fucking cup of coffee and maybe a goddamn chicken sandwich and see what we can get out of it. Who am I? Son of Moog, motherfucker.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
You know the song. You know the song. You have to know it.
I'm going to be looking it up after the episode.
Klingon home world, come on and
raise up. Take your shirt off. Spin when around your head, twist them like a helicopter.
The cool part is all I had to do was Google P.D. Pablo and Raise Up came on. Like there's nothing else. Like it's cool.
That's back in the days when you would buy CDs. So I had that CD.
I got to sit through a whole McDonald's ad to get to P.D. Pablo. It's not worth it. Not worth it.
I'm loving it.
Can you hear it or no?
Yeah, it has to prove that he's in North Carolina.
Ben, can you hear it?
No.
It's looking very 90s.
You guys can't hear it?
No.
All right, then
This is Don't Drink Juice in the Hood with your boys. I saw this movie. Is he in the Coast Guard?
It's very interesting when you can't hear the music to watch it.
He's just very much into North Carolina for some reason.
Well, that's where he's from.
I don't know, man. I mean,
he lists off at like 15 cities in North Carolina in the song.
Come on,
are there 15 cities in North Carolina?
Greensboro, Raleigh,
Mecklenburg County,
Asheville, Charlotte, Research Triangle.
I don't think that's
south of the border. Come on and raise up.
That's in South Carolina.
Close enough for P.D. Pablo. Technically, it's on the border, so some of it is in.
No, sir. By definition, it is south of the border. Your song is now invalid.
What are you, a geography major?
Yes, I am.
There you go. P.D. Pablo.
I have.
Ben, he does not want to argue with you. He just wants you to take your shirt off, spin it around your head, and twist it like a helicopter.
That's all he's asking. He just wants.
Is that too much to ask?
He just wants you to take off your shirt and spin it around your head, Ben. Why do you have to make
twist it like a helicopter?
This isn't a goddamn high school class here. This is about taking your shirt off and spinning it around your head.
Well, obviously, it's not a high school class because this entire endeavor of taking off your shirt and spinning it like a helicopter.
There you go. I just put it in the chat. So if you're interested in hearing a song that came out like
it's a good Timbaland beat
20 years ago, probably.
Now, with him being from North Carolina, do you think that whatever influenced him to make his beats, Timbaland was similarly influenced since he's from this region?
Timbaland is from
Timbaland produced his album. Yeah. He wrote the beats.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that would be a direct influence, yes.
P.D. Pablo. Is he still doing stuff? Arrested, incarceration. That's sad. 2010, he was arrested carrying a stolen 9mm. He's really fucking up in the ante there.
Yeah, you don't just get that 9mm, you get the stolen 9mm.
He was sentenced to 35 months in prison. Wow, that's crazy.
And that's Plaxico time.
He was at Fort Dix. And then
is there a prison in Fort Dix, or is that Army prison?
He was held at Federal Correctional Institute Fort Dix.
I'm sure there's one there. There's a prison at Montgomery Air Force Base.
Wow.
The prisoners actually go and like clean the trash in the schoolhouses there.
P.D. Pablo.
Wow. Because my MEPS was in Montgomery. Was that the air base there?
Yeah, Montgomery or Maxwell Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. There's a prison on there.
Huh.
No idea. I just know that they told us if we were disorderly, the local police would shoot us.
P.D. Pablo went to jail a lot because he spent 5 years in prison in 1993 for armed robbery.
A lot of his songs are about being in prison.
Well, there you go.
You got to write about what you know.
Well, you know what? He's got the credit. He's he doesn't want people to think that he's some kind of faker. He did the time so that he could then do the songs.
I believe his Blues Over Here, Greens Over There line is a reference to being in prison.
All right. P.D. Pablo,
I thought it was Smurfs and Orion slave girls, but okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's what they call them on the inside.
The Smurfs over there, Orion slave girls over there.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What? Sorry.
You got to dehumanize them, man.
Yes, PD Papa.
Goddamn Smurfs think they're people.
Yeah. Fuck those Orion slave girls.
And then
I mean, seriously, fuck them. Fuck them.
Every
But still,
chance.
they really want it. They're super into it, so you should. But yeah, and then it just kind of ends. Like they blow up the other ship, and then everything's fine.
Do they rescue the Trogdor people?
yeah, but they don't show it. It's all done off camera. They kind of sum it up in Worf's log at the end.
Yeah, and then like it's weird too because then like Kira when there's also like I guess Kira's fasting for some religious holiday.
Yeah,
it's Emissary Day.
Emissary Day.
It's for Cisco, and he doesn't want to be there because I mean, come on, that's got to be weird. It'd be like your birthday, but really, really awkward. People basically worshiping you because it's the day where like they're celebrating that the fucking prophets brought you to them, which is just odd. I don't know how he gets anything done because like it's weird that they only play that up every now and then.
Yeah.
You know,
like, people should be bowing to him all the time.
Yeah, like he should be living like Hakeem and fucking coming to America where people are just throwing rose petals at his feet all the time.
The royal penis is clean.
Yeah, right.
The captain's penis is clean.
Yes, the emissary's penis is clean. Your emissary. Like you don't have to say it twice. Just put my penis in your mouth.
Just clean.
See, I don't think the emissary is quite. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to find what level he's at because they have.
It's gotta be up there. I mean,
you get a fast
is always
day.
up his ass.
They have a whole day.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, yeah, Kai Wynn doesn't back down from him though. Like she's in the system enough that she's just like, oh, emissary, someday, bless you, you will understand the way. But but she doesn't really like kowtow to him, and it's like, why do and then he's always had that Starfleet morality where he's just like, oh, I'm not going to use my position to
get free sex.
Yeah. Oh no, he does that. He just doesn't get like free coffee.
I'd be the worst emissary.
The prophets deem.
Hey, the prophet said, you got to do it.
Just I don't want this.
They said there's got to be an emissary day every week instead of once a year. Sorry, guys.
Or get my penis clean.
Yeah, steak and a blowjob.
You don't want to make the prophets mad.
Start cleaning this penis.
Every day is 3:14.
Start cleaning this penis. Let's go. Chop chop. This penis ain't cleaning itself.
I refuse to use the term chop chop when I'm talking about the penis. I'm sorry.
This penis ain't cleaning itself now.
Cisco's kind of into that.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's into a lot of weird shit.
Judo chop. Just right.
But yeah, so like but Kira like when Cisco's kind of out of it, she kind of like she treats it like almost like a therapy session, like she's trying to talk to him. She's like, I don't understand why I just can't talk to you like a person. I've always kept you at arm's reach because you're the emissary, and it's just really weird between us. And like she has like this kind of strange like psycho ex-girlfriend vibe going on.
Was Ronald Moore involved with this episode?
Not at all.
Yeah, he's the supervising producer.
Okay. He didn't write it or direct it, so I guess he was like, no, Kira, be more weird.
Yeah.
The running theme in Ronald Moore's career, Space Jesus. Always with the Space Jesus.
Okay, well, there's a lot of that going on here.
Yeah.
It seems out of sorts. Like it's very like there are two parts of this episode that seem very out of character, which was Julian. Like you said earlier, we thought we were past that with Julian and Dax.
Yeah.
And then Major Kira just babbling on oddly about how.
And that's the weird thing too, is because Cisco's been there for what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
And just now, this is the 4th year that he's there, and just now she's like, we really don't have a personal relationship. And she's psychoanalyzing it because you're the emissary and blah, blah, blah. I've always kept my distance, et cetera, et cetera.
I want you to be my personal Jesus.
And I know it makes you uncomfortable, but I'm losing you, and I'm just going to pray. So she starts oddly praying in front of Cisco.
Well, I think she doesn't want to be the one who's responsible for killing the emissary.
But I mean, to be fair, if he goes, they're probably all going to go because this is pretty dire at this point. I mean, there's a lot of smoke and fire. Things don't look well. Worf's ponytail though looks really good. It's held up.
Always on point.
But then Cisco comes at him, and then at the end of the episode, like Cisco invites her to watch a baseball game.
Yeah.
And
that's her penance
Yeah, yeah, right. Like, you'll never want to be my friend after this.
Although I will say, going to a baseball game is a good way to get to know somebody.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of downtime. You have to talk about something.
I went yesterday with my son, and it was great. Like, the whole family went. Him and I were talking. I was teaching Sophie how to keep score, and it was fun.
That's awesome.
Like, it was cool. But like, the weird part about it is when you see it, like, Cisco invites her, and she's smiling like the kid in the Mean Joe Green commercial who catches his jersey. She's got this big, like, shit-eating, like, odd, like, he finally accepts me as a. It's just really odd. It just struck me as uncomfortable.
And I passed that with their relationship. I mean, was this episode written like earlier?
I don't know,
like for second season or something. And
yeah, but I mean, like, Ben, does it ever establish later on that they're like good friends?
I think so. I think once
like she's on the same like with Jadzia or whatever, because like her and Jadzia seem to be buddies.
She and Jadzia definitely have bonded a lot more than she and Cisco. Yeah. I don't think that. I don't think that
Jake
Maurice
tried to bond with her that one time.
Yeah, I think they were trying to bond with each other, though. To be fair, I think like in the one episode where fucking Cisco dies, Kira's like, "Hey, if you need anything, let me suck you off." You are the emissary's son. I mean,
yeah, son of emissary gets all the same privileges.
Emissary junior dick.
Yeah, he gets all the Bajoran.
I mean, hey Jake, you're 18 now, right?
He gets all the Bajoran domes. So just say the word, buddy.
But I think
my dad's the emissary.
I'll be down on you like a fucking circus seal.
Wait for it.
That's a really good joke, Ben. That was good. I like it. It's very funny.
It ran a little long.
But yeah, I don't know. Then it's just over.
It's just everybody grows a little bit after this.
Yeah, but some of the growth is just unnecessary and kind of weird.
It's like I thought we already had it. I thought we had this growth already, but I guess not. So
like the only really meaningful growth probably is like Worf learning how to deal with enlisted people, because the Enterprise, there was only one enlisted person on the whole ship.
It was O'Brien.
Yeah.
Chief O'Brien.
So everybody else went to the academy, and they were professionals or whatever. But these
Simon Tarsus was also enlisted.
Who that?
From the Drumhead, he was the young medical tech that was
the Romulan
put on
grandfather.
Romulan, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but like on DS9, most of the Starfleet people are enlisted. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to send your best officers out to that shithole.
Yeah.
It's like what the yeah, you got your choice there. You graduated the academy. Do you want we got Yorktown, Enterprise, Saratoga, shithole.
Shithole. I'm going to the shithole.
And the Reliant. Yeah.
Send me to the shithole.
Send me to the place where the really powerful aliens might kill me.
Shithole, please.
Oh, well, that would be Enterprise.
Yeah.
That's every week, unless you're transporting ambassadors, which is every other week.
Shithole, please.
Well, I mean, that's basically what Bashir did.
Yeah. Because Bashir's a glory hound.
Explore that
he was running from his problems.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah.
Cocaine addiction.
His sex addiction.
Well, he had that meth lab, But,
and sex.
Yeah.
And sex.
Everything was going great until he started, joking around with one of the underclassmen, and they were lighting farts in the meth lab, and then I can't do that.
And sex.
Well, yeah, that goes with it. It said meth lab.
And sex.
That's code for sex.
So Ben has to give this episode an incomplete because he didn't watch it.
Yeah. I will watch and report back with
That's
a
fine.
number.
Dennis, what did you think of the episode, buddy?
It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I'd say it's like a 5. Middle of the road.
All right. there were things that I really liked about it. Like, I thought we got off to a smashing start. There was a lot of fighting and a lot of cool stuff, and I was super into it. And then, like, it just kind of slowed down, and there was just, like, there was character exposition that I felt was completely, A, unnecessary, and B, out of
there were too many stories. There was an A story, a B story, a C story, and a D story.
Yeah.
It's like, there was too much stuff going on.
Like, the only one that I found kind of remotely interesting, I guess, was, Worf with I liked Worf and I liked Quark. The other two just felt like you said, Dan, it's like season 2.
Yeah.
You know, it just didn't gel with what's been happening on the series. But with Worf being a new character and his relationship with all these new people, that I think that had to be done. And just the kind of lengths that Quark goes to make a buck, to explain his philosophy more, which again, I don't even think you need that much. I mean, he's willing to sell out his own mother, you know?
Well, I think the cool thing about that is how he turns this guy around, because at the beginning of the episode, the guy never wants to even talk to Quark again. And by the end, they're like, hey, what kind of business can we do?
They're BFFs.
Let me play Dabo with you.
Yeah, let me fuck your Dabo girls. That's what it's really. He handed over the Dabo girls.
I don't think that's allowed.
I mean, it is for Quark.
Come on.
Quark
don't be naive, Ben.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think this is that kind of establishment.
Well said, Ben. Well, if not, then you can go into the hollow deck and pretend you're fucking Dabo girl.
Yeah, except they do put real Dabo girls in there. They're not holograms. Please do not phaser the Dabo girls.
No, that's even better. It's like, oh no, I thought she was a hologram. That's why I choked her until the phaser got here.
But Dennis,
shh, don't cry. You're just a hologram.
Dennis, you gave the episode a 5. I'm going to give it a 5 too. Like, it was all right.
5.2?
No, a 5 as well. I'll give it a 5 as well. You fucking pain in the ass. I had no idea you were my 8th grade English teacher.
That was always our running joke when I was a kid. Whenever you'd say, "Oh, I like Star Trek," and somebody'd say, "I like Star Trek too." Yeah, Rethicon was the best one.
But yeah, some of the character exposition just felt unnecessary. So there you go. Yeah, we ventured off into a faraway land talking about Russell Brand and West Ham United, but I thought we came back with some quality Star Trek talking. Some of
the best Lost in Space discussion this week.
I got to finish that. But if you want to listen to more Lost in Space talk, you can listen to Ben's new podcast called, what's it, Ben?
Lost in the Sauce.
Lost in the Sauce. And if you want to check out the Orville stuff, it's getting ready to come back on. You can listen to The Wilbur. That's Ben's other podcast. Yeah. All these podcasts are still in production. They're never going to get made. So
Lost in the Sauce actually may have just been a hallucination when I was drinking that bottle of absinthe while drinking. Yeah.
And Grinder.
If we get 500 people on Patreon, we'll do a Lost in Space podcast.
No. No, but I will stand by that $500 donation.
And Grinder.
Now you have to pay for your own weekend pass. No, the Grinder, that's free.
You have to stand by Grinder. All those
Grinders
just
are binding. Be hot and hit that little chat button, and then hey. But
be hot or available.
Yes.
That makes me sad because we have the new VoIP phones at work, and then it ties in with your Skype for business or whatever, and your status is, like in a meeting or busy, and then mine's always available. And every time I see that, I'm just like, oh, that's so depressing.
Yours is grinding.
It was bad enough that my son was talking to his mother, and he's like, we should help Dad make a Tinder profile. He's probably going to die alone.
Oh
my God.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, son.
It's so terribly inconsiderate, but correct. Yes.
Dad enjoys being alone.
Well, we all die alone, son.
You will too.
I've always known I'll die alone.
Well, that's, you know what? We'll talk to you guys next week. I got nowhere to go from there. I got no out.
Ben plans on dying on a bridge with Picard.
Thank you. You got the Jim
All right.
Kirk reference.
All right.
It's Star Trek.
All right. I don't know at that point. I was more thinking about just the sadness of your life.
No. I'm happier than I've been in days. And it has a lot to do with Grindr last night. But no, what was it? Star Trek Nemesis was so bad. I bring this up because you mentioned Venom.
It wasn't that bad.
It was so bad that I have avoided movies featuring Tom Hardy.
Really?
Like I hated his performance in that movie so much, and that movie as a whole so much.
I would say
I can't think of a time I've ever watched a movie knowing that he was in it. Like I haven't seen the third Batman movie.
You're just depriving yourself.
I understand that. That's why I'm really hoping, because he was so shit in that movie. I'm like, nothing this man can do can ever be good. So I'm really hoping Venom is good.
To be fair, I haven't seen that third Batman movie either, just because I just don't give a fuck.
I get so tired of that.
You don't have to see it.
Well, that's not even. I think like the second film was just so wonderful. I'm like, I'm good. Like I'm content.
Yeah.
Like I hate new takes on Bane.
I walked away.
There's 3 movies where people can't understand what that thing is saying.
It is pretty hard to understand what he says in the movie.
I mean,
both of them.
I walked away from the Batman films because I was perfectly fine. I'm like, I'm good, dude. Like, if I never see another Batman movie again, I'm set.
I don't know how many hours I've lost to The Dark Knight being on TNT. It's like, oh shit, now I got to watch the rest of this.
Yeah, I love.
I never got. Maybe I just missed the magic. I enjoyed The Dark Knight when I saw it, but I haven't gone back.
Oh, it's great.
But I've gone back to 1989 Batman.
A million plot holes when you think about it, but it's still wonderful to watch.
I think I enjoy the film so much. I've never tried to watch it like super critically like that. I've never been like, this movie's full of stupid stuff, because I'm enamored by.
Yeah, it's not stupid. It's just like if you sit back and think about it, you're like, well, how did the Joker rig the hospital to blow up that fast, and all the bridges and tunnels and on the same day? Part of it may just be because they don't really explain the passage of time that well in the show or in the movie.
Yeah, it was actually 16 years later.
Yeah, it might be.
It took a while.
I was really impressed with the range of performances in it. Like, I thought Heath Ledger was great.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Harvey Dent, man. He was awesome.
Harvey Dent's amazing.
I don't like that guy. He was wonderful.
Yeah, he was wonderful in that film. And that's the only thing that I've ever seen that I really like him in.
He's good in Thank You for Smoking. He's pretty good.
I was just about to say that I really like Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah.
And then what's his name? The dude who plays fucking the cop, Gordon. He's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just I just really.
And of course, we burnt the forest down.
We burnt down the forest. He's weird, but whatever. But yeah, I'm good. I've never seen a Tom Hardy film, and
you don't have to. It's good, but you don't have to see it.
Well, that's the thing is, I have not seen a Tom Hardy film because of his performance in Star Trek.
You haven't seen Inception?
I haven't seen.
Was he in it?
Yeah, he's wonderful in it.
I kind of watched it on a plane coming back from the Middle East. So I may or may not have actually. I've seen a significant portion of it.
He's the semi-fruity tough guy.
Then I don't know who you're talking about.
That was your Grindr hookup last night.
Yeah.
There he was, a semi-fruity tough.
He's the guy who's always picking on Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the movie.
No. No recollection of that part. But again, like I said, I just kind of watched at it because,
yeah, I love
flight attendants. But
no, and part of that is I think Nemesis was just a bad film. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Tom Hardy's fault.
Yeah. Well, no, I just didn't like Tom Hardy in that movie. I think the character that he played was, I mean, it's I don't know. It was such a bad character. I think the way he delivered his lines, I don't know if it was how badly written the character was, or if it was his acting ability.
Would you say it's badly written because it doesn't remind you of what Picard should be like at that age?
Well, multiple layers of that. I definitely think that that's definitely the writer's fault and the producers for making him into who he was instead of who we saw in the Monkey Heart episode or the Q episode when he goes back to when he got his monkey heart. is Robot Monkey Art.
Now I want to go back and watch Nemesis.
I just like. Here's the thing: Nemesis was the first Star Trek movie I did not see in the theater. Well, the only Star Trek movie I didn't see.
No, you're not the only one.
I mean, well, yeah, but I mean, I've even seen the Jar Jar Treks in theater.
Yeah, but they had us
Nemesis
fooled for those.
But then the other thing is, when it came to DVD, I didn't pick it up, and then when I finally did get it in the discount bin, it stayed wrapped in plastic on my shelf for months, if not years. It was like I lost the house, and as I'm packing up, I'm like, oh, I never got around to watching this, and then I watched it. Just before I went underway on the ship for a few weeks.
And we reviewed it. And and again, the lasting image of Star Trek The Next Generation is the ship in dry dock, which is a real bummer. Like, that's the way it ends. Like, there's the ship in dry dock. That's the end of our franchise, because that movie was so bad.
It was so bad it killed the entire franchise.
The entire franchise.
And Data is brain damaged.
Yeah. Never know how that ends.
Blue skies.
You gotta read the books.
Not canon, bro.
Yeah. On screener, it didn't happen.
Not canon, bro.
And I don't care what Jar Jar says, they're not canon.
But
the prequel comics in the video game that we produced, but not the other ones, that's canon because I'm in charge of canon now. Fuck you with your in charge of canon.
Hey, I look at Star Trek now as a franchise on the rise, bro, because disco.
Disco's the only hope we have of the future. Hey, a big hope, and to end on a positive note, Viacom, CBS, Paramount, that whole they're trying to merge back together, and if they do, I haven't seen what the latest news on that is, but I know earlier in the year they were trying to work out and negotiate a merger. And if that happens, then movie Star Trek and TV Star Trek will be under the same company again.
Oh, that's cool.
And that will solve a lot of the problems that we've had in the last.
Aren't they doing another movie? Isn't there Star Trek 4 coming out?
They are doing another movie. I think they said they greenlit 2 more movies, and what was it? The fourth movie will be directed. I forget the woman's name, but it'll be the first Star Trek directed by a woman.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And then I heard.
And Jessica Jones.
The 5th movie is going to be directed by Enrico Palazzo.
Well, see, they've already holding on.
It's Enrico Palazzo.
Holding with their.
I really hope that in Avengers 4, Enrico Palazzo gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
And then Robert Downey Jr. will go, "Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo."
Then I can die.
Well, Star Trek 4 they've confirmed involve time travel.
Yeah, which I saw, and I was like,
which it's like, really?
Maybe it's early. It's early.
Just no whale probe, please.
It's early.
But stop ripping off. Just stop ripping off the classic shit.
It's really, maybe it won't be. Maybe that's just them trying to throw people off their scent.
Yeah, maybe they'll go forward in time.
Yeah. Or maybe.
Well, no, because they've already. What's his name? Thor's going to be in it, and yeah.
Thor. I thought is Thor.
Isn't Thor Kirk's dad?
I thought it was the other brother.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
It's Thor.
Them Hemsworths all look alike, and they all hot.
It's Thor.
I thought they were just trying to cash in. All right. Well, there you go.
So that may be the Avengers connection.
Maybe they're going to combine universes of
It's
Avengers.
Patton Oswalt's filibuster.
Yeah.
It's coming true.
I love that. I saw that the other day. We'll go watch that.
Yeah, I tweeted that link out a couple days ago, I think.
Okay, that might have been when I seen it then. Because every time that's my crypto, I have to stop. It's just like, Patton Oswalt died of filibuster.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, dudes. Well, thank you for listening. We will talk to you guys next week. So thanks. So many thanks for listening. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.